It's a forest road. I think we'll make a left turn here, Clyde. Anyone recognize where we're at yet? I think we will soon. I bet you'll remember this. But not so fast. Well, hello there. Welcome to the tailgate. My good friend Dave of Moods of Overland just released a video called You Have One Day. I'll show you how to make it count. And it inspired me to get out today, but I had to wait till 12:30 to leave. And I'm lucky. I got a lot of state forests right around me. But I chose one of my favorites, and one, well, the last time I was here, I was with Dave on our overlanding trip. We had a great time. And maybe you already know where I'm at. And if not, well, here I am. I'm at a hang glider site. And it's a beautiful day in central PA. So in his thumbnail, he says, stop overthinking. And I do that a lot. I overthink these trips all the time. Well, not really overthink, but it's all I think. I think about them all the time. No matter what I'm doing, I'm thinking about getting back out to the forest. You know, it's why I bought this truck. It's why I look at maps. So let's look at a map. So here's the map of Buchanan State Forest. It looks like a bunch of lines, right? Maybe you don't know anything about them. Let's take a look. So we are right here. Hang glider launch site. Fisher Road. Buchanan State Forest, Sidling Hill Division. It doesn't get any more central PA than this. Well, I guess we're in South Central PA, but you get the point. So here we are. It's 10 till 2, and I'm satisfied. I could go home right now. Oh, after I sit here for a while. But yeah, views like these, they're all through this forest. And they might be a lot closer to you than you think. And back to that map. So, like I said, you see a lot of lines. You see a lot of different colors. What do they mean? So for you that don't know anything about maps, this is paper and this is ink drawn on the map. All right, my sarcasm's done. I'm sorry. The green areas that you see are state forest land, and this one being Buchanan. These red lines, Those are the roads you're trying to get away from. That real thick red line, well, let's start with the thinner red line. That's Route 30. That real thick one, that's the turnpike. Nobody wants to be on the turnpike. All right, let's get to the important stuff. These white lines, those are forest roads. The fun ones, well, they are here. These ones that have the dash line, all these numbers, yeah, those are campsites. But these dashed lines, those are drivable trails. That's the fun stuff. But today we're going to focus on vistas. Whoa, see that 3 arrows there pointing back to a point? That's showing you which way to look from the vista. So the arrows point to where you're at, and they go back out to what you see. So we're at this one. Maybe you're still afraid of forest roads. Well, here's a vista right on the main red road. And, well, we're going to go out to this one. That might be all we do this afternoon. So is that worth it to you? Take a ride, see this stuff? Yeah, we'll find out. First thing, we got to shut that tailgate. So I like to give forest road condition updates and whatnot on various Facebook groups, as I mentioned in my one video. And if you need that advice, you can, and looks like it's free of snow and ice. Well, this ridge anyways. We'll be getting over to another. Oh, looky there. There's some snow. But hey, it's not on the road. But yeah, we'll be getting over to another ridge. We'll give you a report there too. Yeah, navigating with a paper map, it's an acquired skill. So for those of you that do follow the blue dot, you'll be happy to know my good friend Dave Barker from Moods of Overland, he mapped this on Onyx. So yeah, sure, go ahead. If you need to, use an app to get out here. But by golly gee Whitakers, make sure you have a paper map in case something happens with that information. So here's one of those drivable trails. I know that it usually goes to a closed gate, but let's see what the result is today. Ooh, that was a bump. Oh, another bump. Yeah, I need a mount. Uh-oh. What do I see? Well, golly, it's an open gate. You mean they open these gates sometimes? Yeah, they do. This is what's known as an open for travel road. I'm not sure if I got video of this when myself and Dave were out here making that overlanding trip, but I think he probably has a picture of it closed on Onyx. Well, one of the things that Onyx isn't going to tell you, well, if you have a good trail guide, they might. But is this gate? Now this gate here's SH033. Yeah, it's open. And you can find this out by going to the internet and looking up open for travel roads. And you will see that Buchanan has quite a few. And Buchanan has them open for the longest amount of time out of all the other forests. So all you guys and gals that get upset with closed gates, there's a time of year that they open, and you need to get out and find them. We'll take a little bit of a drive here. And once again, if you follow my channel and you pay attention to me, I never have a clue what I'm going to end up doing. Just like this. I was planning on going to the next vista, but then I remembered, hey, I can show these wonderful people that follow me that even when there's no snow, you'll find snow. No, that's not what I was going to tell you. I just wanted to give you some information about the open for travel roads. And this happens to be a drivable trail. So you can get out here and, you know, get your tires muddy, bounce around like I just did. Feel like a real overlander. Oh, yeah. Well, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go up here and turn around. This one, oh, goodness. This one goes for quite a ways. But I don't got time for that today because the point of this trip is quick getaway. So we'll catch you again real soon. Oh yeah, did you hear my new tagline? Catch you at the edge of the forest. We are literally at the edge of the forest because there's that yellow Pennsylvania flower, the yellow posted sign. And just like that, we're back to the not planned route. And, you know, this is all about not overthinking it. So, here we go. Right turn, Clyde. What do you think? Another nice tailgate spot? Let's take a sit for a minute. Yeah, this is living the good life. This is what being an overlander with a job is all about. You go to work to pay with your money, pay with your money, make your money, so you can put fuel in your tank and get out to places like these. You know, I think that Dave of Moods Overland, I think he knows what he's talking about. Well, you know he knows what he's talking about. I think you all should listen to him. Oh, there's our minute. That's enough. Oh, if I don't fall. Let's close that tailgate. Keep on keeping on. So, if you got a navigator with you, travel buddy, significant other, wife, kids, especially daughters, you're going to want to know how to find restrooms. And if the trail well can make this turn, it kind of did. There's a restroom. Pit toilet, but it'll do the job. I'm sure your significant other or daughters will highly appreciate doing this than, you know, alongside the road. And this happens to also be a campsite and a parking lot. A place where you can unload your ATV. Because guess what's here? ATV trails. Yeah, it's amazing what you'll find in a state forest. Speaking of sharing forest road conditions and what we learn, another good friend, Rick, a member of the usual suspects, he and another friend came down to this bridge here and took a picture and told us about it. And I was like, well, that's awesome, because the last time I tried to go that way, the gate was closed. And as you can see over here, that's a private road, Enid Road. I joked with him that my wife, when we got down to the gate, said this should be called Ended Road because we had to turn around. But as you can see, we're in Buchanan State Forest. And up here a ways will be the gate. And meanwhile, I know a lot of people get upset about sharing of information, telling people where to go. I don't think there's any problem with that. But you do need to inform the people that you're sharing information with that there are rules and regulations and things you need to do. You need to follow leave no trace ethics, tread lightly, and go enjoy your day. Oh, look there. There's that yellow thing. It's a gate. So once again, for all of you gatekeepers, yes, our state forests are opening more roads to travel. Our state forests are opening more campsites or taking care of the ones they have. But yes, not too awful long ago, this was a closed gate. You can now see it's locked open. And I think the reason for that is because of the popularity of motorized camping. There's some campsites out this ridge road we're about to get up onto. Summit Road is its actual name. And there was only one way in and one way out. So if something happened while you were camping, yeah, you only had one way to get back out. So I think that's the reason why this road is now open. And it now makes this a loop. And on my Pennsylvania Forest Adventurer Facebook page, this is a trail ride that I led. Had two friends come along, and we had a pretty exciting day. I may or may not have drove into a ditch. Didn't know I drove into it because I pulled off the road and stopped. And when I went forward, I was in a ditch. You have to be careful at all times. So we'll get up here and we'll show one thing here. And that is everybody's favorite snowmobile trail signs, but a closed gate. And there are going to be closed gates in state forests because, believe it or not, it's not your land, it's our land. And everybody has a different kind of hobby. And interestingly enough, a lot of people, they don't want to see a vehicle buzzing by them. So share the forests. The enjoyment's for everyone. All right, and back to the map. So here's a sign for Summit Road. And here's our map. Sorry for that. So Summit Road right here. Oh, don't look at that. That's a secret. So we come up Enid Road. We're at this intersection on Summit Road. See how easy that was with a map? Enid Road, Summit Road, intersection. That's where we're at. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket science, and you would be surprised how much fun it is to navigate with just a paper map. Well, let's orient it. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. So there's Summit Road. That's that one. My phone never focuses. Summit Road. And in the mirrors, Enid Road. And I apologize, I'm buzzing around so fast. This probably isn't going to look real great on TV. But that's how you use a map. It's pretty simple. And that's our destination. Hang gliding launch site number 2 of the day. Let's go sit on the tailgate. Okay, so our final tailgate stop of the day. Left home at 12:30. It's now 3 o'clock. I got about an hour till I get home. I think I'll be all right. And with views like these, it's worth the gas money every time. This is the hang glider launch site on Summit Road. You've seen this one before numerous times in my videos. And once again, the last time I was here, the last time I was here was when I realized that Enid Road was actually open. So I have been here since I was last here with Dave. You can hear the farm animals down there. Well, let's drop this tailgate. And sometimes when you back up to somewhere, you can't quite get in the tailgate, especially when you're starting to get older. So you got to come over and use the side of the truck. Oh, yeah. Walk on out to the edge of your tailgate and sit down and enjoy the view. So there you have it, from the tailgate. I can't really think of a better thing to do than to head out to a Pennsylvania forest, sit on your tailgate. If you got an SUV, pop your hatch, sit back there. If you got a car, I don't know, maybe you can sit on the trunk. Doubt it, but you could. Bring a chair and enjoy yourself. Because these views are never too far away from you. Yeah, that's relaxation. That's what that sound is. That sound is relaxation. So one last video of our best friend, the map. So what we did, if I can keep the sun off us, we came in this red line road to right here. Yes, right here. Drove back. Nope, I'm sorry. This road. Drove back to this dirt road. The black line is a secondary road, kind of like your township road, and that is pavement. The white line begins the forest road. We went here to this vista, sat on the tailgate. We drove down. I showed you that this gate is currently open for travel roads. We drove out it a little bit, turned around. I went down, showed you this parking area with a restroom. We drove out here to Wells Tannery. Drove out here to the town of Enid. And then drove up Enid Road to Summit Road, and we're currently at that hang glider launch site. We'll drive out Summit Road back to 915 and head home. One last look at that view. Hey, thanks for coming along. I hope you can get out. If you can't get out, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you got questions about how to get out, hey, that's what this tailgate's for, at the edge of the forest. And I hope you'd catch you there. So since this trip was inspired by Moods of Overland, we will channel him with a pro tip. So right, if I can get my finger in the picture, right there is a motorized campsite marker. And just as easy as you can plan a day trip and get out and see something, you can also plan a quick overnight. And this secret here is a beautiful spot. So you sticking around to the end of this video will get to see it. I come here as often as I can. I plan to camp here a lot this year, if it's available, and I didn't jinx myself. But, so, looking at this marker, the SH is for Sidling Hill Division. The 029 is the campsite number, and this is Buchanan State Forest. Hopefully the wind isn't screwing this up. But look at this campsite. And if you follow the channel, I've scouted this campsite before, and you'll notice right there in front of my truck is a new fire pit and a new picnic table. So the state forests are putting money back into these campsites. They're an expensive $10 a night. So on the day you have decided that you are going to make that road trip, and then you find out you have the next day free too, get on to Reserve America before noon, reserve your campsite, and get out here and enjoy the forest. Oh, look at that view. In case you aren't good with directions, that is a sunset view. Oh, it's so gorgeous. You dark sky people, look at that sky. It's just sky. The stars are beautiful. Imagine them there. Yeah. This is an amazing campsite. Brand new picnic table. Brand new fire ring. Somebody has definitely camped here and had a fire. Places for your tents, places for your RV. This is extremely easy to get to. If you have a sedan, you can get here in the summer, weather permitting. I always suggest you have a 4x4 high clearance, but don't let that stop you from enjoying motorized camping in a state forest. I mean, imagine being in your chair right here, food cooking on the fire. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. It's on the road, but it's hidden from the road. And, you know, when we was up above there, you could hear the wind. Or down at the campsite, the wind's pretty much irrelevant. But as we walk back up, you can see it's away from the road. You really can't see, especially if you have a tent in a car. No one's even going to be able to see you. which is good and bad. Hopefully they don't come down into your sight. But yeah, this is what a motorized campsite is, and quick overnight stays are worth it. I finally got my wife to enjoy a couple. We did our last 3 camping trips were one-night stays here in Buchanan State Forest. The videos are on the channel. Check them out. Once again, boy, I'm out of shape. Once again, I mean, there's the forest road. You're away from civilization, but right over the ridge, if you've traveled on the wonderful turnpike, you've probably seen this plaza, the Slidling Hill Plaza. See if I can get back in here and get you a good view of it. That noise is the turnpike. It's not nearly as intrusive as you would think once you're here camping in your campsite. But let's see if we can zoom in down there. There's that water tower. There's the turnpike. So some of you might be afraid of your first trip to the forest. You know, your comfort zone of the turnpike, if that's how you travel, it's right there. Like, the forests are right here. They're right here in Pennsylvania. Yes, overlanders get upset because they don't get that remote feel. Get up on the ridge and look the opposite direction, you'll never know. Down in the campsite, you can't even really hear that noise, so that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's all ad-lib, not scripted, just out having fun. And I hope to catch you at the edge of the forest, near a tailgate. We'll talk. Thanks for coming along.